What's up, Clemson Nation? What's up, TTC? Alright, guys, first of all, once again, for the fourth year in a row since I've been in the TTC, congrats to the Gamecock fans, especially the classy ones, and even the unclassy ones. The tale of this game was turnovers. Finally, Clemson's coaching got it together. I can't complain with the coaching this game. We finally started running the ball, which is what I've said for the last 2 years. But we go back to it. Moved the ball all night against South Carolina except for a couple of drives. South Carolina did exactly what we knew they were going to do. We drive down the field on the first drive. Everything's going fine. Then Chad Morris wants to come up with a trick play. First turnover of the game, when we should have had a touchdown or a field goal there. South Carolina takes an excellent drive down the field, taking, 7.5 minutes? I mean, just textbook exactly what they wanted to do. And that's when I started to worry, obviously. Touchdown South Carolina. But then, Clemson comes back, moves the ball down the field again, ties it up. And then the first fumble. Martavis Bryant runs into Adam Humphries as he's trying to catch it. That one's not on Humphries, but still just can't happen. South Carolina, they score on that possession, go up, and then, South Carolina's defense gets it together. 17-7 before Clemson gets a field goal at halftime. 2 turnovers at that point. Miracle Clemson's still in it, in my opinion. I tweeted that. It was a miracle we were still in it. South Carolina, the short passing game's really what got it down the field from the first drive, just like last year, first half. Looked exactly like last year, that first half for their offense. First, I think both their touchdowns were off of turnovers. Second half, Clemson, they strike. Defense comes out playing hot. They strike first. Clemson does 17-all with a Hot Rod. Hot Rod had a great game. He had a good game last year. Hot Rod can't be stopped by South Carolina, or he couldn't be, but obviously one man can't win the game. And, South Carolina, we got to stop. That's what happened. We got to stop. And I think we got to stop. Maybe not. Maybe that was just a South Carolina touchdown. My mind's blank. But either way, we had an opportunity to tie it up 24-17. I think that might have been that second Adam Humphries fumble. I don't know. But either way, we had chances and every time it was either a fumble or an interception. The interceptions didn't come till later. All those interceptions Todd Boyd threw after it was already out of hand. But, finally we come ready to play. And unfortunately, a few players' turnovers are the difference in this game. Obviously, South Carolina did what they needed to do after the turnovers, and I give them props. I mean, if we're going to hand them the game, and they still have to put it in the end zone, and that's what they did. We were in the game the whole time. Without the turnovers, we'd have been fine, but it's part of the game. It was extremely hard to watch that. I mean, just everything that could go turnover wrong, turnover rise, and the turnovers they were unbearable. I mean, it was a nightmare. It reminded me of the Florida State-Florida game last year. We finally, I really feel like our defense played good, our offense played good. We finally showed up against South Carolina, but a few players making mistakes was the difference in this game. And it is what it is, so we got to move on now. Taj Boyd era is about to come to an end after the bowl game. And, people are talking about how Dabo can't beat South Carolina, and this time it's not on Dabo. But the first 4 games were absolutely on Dabo and the coaching staff. And people are calling for his head. And, the question is, has Clemson reached its peak with Dabo? And that may be, but I'm not out here calling for anybody's head yet. Obviously, the last 2 years, South Carolina and Florida State have been the only 2 problems, and those are the 2 teams you want to beat the most. So, obviously, that's going to get to the players' heads. But, you don't want to do anything stupid if the fans that are calling that, you fire them, you never know what could happen. You might get a good coach who can take us all the way. You might have the same thing that happened at Tennessee happen, and we see how far behind them firing Fulmer put them, and some other programs who have done stuff like that. So obviously we just got to play it out. As far as the bowls go, it's looking like Chick-fil-A again, which is, who cares, honestly. I mean, I'm going to support my Tigers, and I'm going to watch the game, but I'm not looking forward to Chick-fil-A bowl game. If we somehow get into the Orange Bowl, which is doubtful, and they're saying, some of people are saying we're going to play Alabama, I mean, I'd get pumped up for that game. I'd be excited for it. You got to put the South Carolina game behind you. It's hard to do, but you got to do it. And we've been fine against SEC teams other than South Carolina. We beat a healthy Georgia team earlier this year. We just can't put it together against South Carolina. So I'm obviously extremely disappointed. I mean, it was devastating last night, but you got to move on, and we still got a lot to look forward to here at Clemson. And if we get Alabama in that bowl game, that'd be awesome. Having a shot at Bama. Don't know if we could, if we play like we did against South Carolina, we'd get murdered, but it'd still be a fun experience to get to play those guys, have a hate week with all you guys in Alabama Nation. But it's looking more like Texas A&M and Chick-fil-A Bowl. So I'll keep y'all updated on that. One of these days, Clemson's going to get back on top. It's not this year. Congrats, Cox. Let's get it together, Clemson. Go win us a bowl game. Another 11-win season, and either the Chad Kelly, the Deshaun Watson, or the Cole Stout era begins next year. We will see which one. Go Tigers.